Hello girls and guys, welcome back to the channel. Guess what we've got to work on? A 147 GTA, which is funny because, as you know, we're about to rebuild that one. So this is quite a weird story. This was actually booked in today for its cam belt to be replaced. Unfortunately, it's had an unexpected moment, we'll call it, and decided to cut out while driving. Not ideal for the customer. Safe to say it's not the belt before anyone starts going there. It's not the cam belt because it turns over. We suspect it to be the ECU. So I've got it on live support on charge at the moment. I'll show you what it's doing. So we're all set up with diagnostics. We haven't plugged it in yet. I just wanted to show you the actual situation. Hold on. So when you put the key on, you see, put the key on, everything is going cream crackers, immobiliser fault, VDC immobiliser. And yeah, just mental. When you turn it over, turns over healthy. Is that 37,000 miles? She is a beaut. So yeah, and then there is insane amount of clicking from the relays and throttle body. As you can hear, throttle body going mental. Now, we've had stuff to do with GTAs and Alfa V6 and stuff. We do know that that is normally a sign of the ECU fail, but who knows? We are going to find out. I mean, she is a very low mileaged little bad boy. Just getting the OBD in, which doesn't want to go in. Come on, go in. Am I doing the right way around? I am. Oh, there we go. See, all I have to do is have another look. So, using my launch, let's run it for faults. I'm not looking forward to this, not going to lie. While we're doing that, can we just take the lovely cloth with heated seat option? And it's also a sunroof model as well. Oh, she's so lovely. 37,000 miles, she is a baby. So we had to put the chassis number in manually and it's not recognising it. We are not getting much communication, so we need to manually select the situation. Let's see, and we didn't get any communication from the ECU. I mean, we all know it, but I'm doing this for display purposes only. So as we can see, we've got faults everywhere. All issues to battery, ground, driver squib, line faults, everything like that. And then we had a lot of issues that were just not configured. So this is all stuff from the body computer that we can see. Nothing from the engine ECU. We have zero communication with the engine ECU. Mint. All right, first things first. Not that it matters because the ECU's got an internal fault, but we don't want to cause any others. Disconnect the battery, leave it for a few minutes to go fully dead. Then you need 10 mil. And we're just gonna, well, there you go, we're gonna slip and not undo it properly. One, oh God, these are worn out now. That's tight. Two, and then you got three, and then there's another four there. There's an earth there, which we don't need to touch, but it's always remember to put that back when you're doing the cam belt or removing the plenum. And we actually need to do a cam belt on this, so this will probably be a game of two halves. So let's just get the ECU off and get it over to testing. Oh, she's off. And get her in a box and get her sent over for testing. Hopefully it's repairable. While we wait for that to go, we've covered these up with some gloves and this is how we're going to leave it for now. We've got the ECU back and do you know what, I'm not going to do this two hands because I'm going to use two hands, sorry. So the ECU's back, we're going to fit it and see if it starts. So there she is, all repaired with a lifetime warranty. ECU test, cannot fault them. Okay, ECU's done up, 4 10 mils there. Both plugs are on. Now, car key at the ready. Time to connect. Please don't go off. Okay, that's a good sign. Just gonna connect the battery up and then we'll start this beautiful thing up. Right, so just made sure the alarm is all working. So that's instantly better from last time. And give it the neutral check. The mileage is where we left it, 37. And come on, baby. Oh, we've got a busso. There we go, she's running again. ECU tests have actually saved the day on that one. And to be honest, really not a bad price. To have the ECU repaired, sent off and returned, like 300 something quid plus that. I can't remember the exact figure, but it's around that. Doesn't break the bank, bloody brilliant. Now, let's get it in, let's get it stripped down, and we've got to change the cam belt. Yay! All right, girls and guys, welcome back. So, last time we left Vic's GTA, we've done the ECU, we've got that running. Now it's time to do the cam belt. So, That's using the tripod for once, so let's see how this goes. Let's flip around and start getting the timing belt done. Well, I mean, she's just a lovely looking engine bay. We're not doing the water pump. Vic has shown me that it's had a metal water pump done before. So we're going to check it, make sure everything's okay. We're not just going to yeehaw it that way. So in this, we're going to be replacing the belt, tensioners, and tensioner and idler. We're using a INA kit from Schaeffler, which is literally probably one of the best quality kits in my opinion. Now, we need to make all of this disappear. So first things first, we're going to disconnect the battery, remove all the induction system here. Once got out of that way, we'll probably work on the front, then move to the back. The front, well, actually probably do the back first. Yeah, let's do the back first. Let's mix it up a little bit. So just disconnect the battery, just a 10mm on that. Before I go too deep into this, I'm going to just make sure we've got everything that we need before we do anything. So INA belt kit. There we go. Big old idlers. And the big old tensioner. These are a bit of a pain to tension, but it's all good. They're held on with Allen keys. You're gonna see how this works as we go. All right, that's good. I'm happy with the kit. Now let's actually start throwing some spanners. Right, well, while we're here, we're gonna I haven't disconnected the battery yet. I'll do that in a second, but whip that one off. And you've got one down here. This one's a little bit more rusty, but should be okay. We'll check it when it comes out. If it needs replacing, we'll replace it because, like I said, it's a 30,000 mile GTA, bit of a unicorn. Right, that one's off. That one's loose. Now the pinchers, can't go wrong. So I'm going to undo it from the rocker cover here because we just don't need that in the way. That clip's still on there. Undo that. I'm going to take this whole thing out in one go. He says. That's one. Really gentle, we don't break this because these, not like this one's got an issue, but these perish quite badly in the concertina section and create a bit of an air leak. There you go, that's two. And three, there you go. All in one piece, happy days. Now we'll disconnect the battery because that is majorly important. Not that anyone here would turn it on because it's just me, but don't want to run that risk, do we? Definitely not. We've already had one issue with the ECU. I don't need more issues with this job. Hilariously, although we're working on the GTA here, we've also got the same owner's Maserati there and a lovely Alfa 166 there, so also doubles up as car storage. Yes, the Maserati will be in a video very, very soon because, you know, you can't just get unlucky to have the ECU fail in your GTA. You've got to have your Maserati break down as well. They like to be together, these cars. They live on the same driveway. Let's keep them together. Now, with this next bit, got to take the inlet manifold off. Now, it's fairly simple. Just undo all of these trumpets. Get this out of the way, that out of the way. There's some wiring in here. Disconnect the ECU, two plugs, this pipe, another plug, and there's an Allen key. Must not forget the Allen key that goes on the back. Let me show you. There's an Allen key at the back down here, which is the earth for the ECU, which is very, very important. And obviously when you take it out, clean it up before it goes back in. I'm going to pause this bit and start removing everything and then come back to it in a second. Also, I don't know about anyone else, but OCD states that when you put these all back together, they have to be there. These ones go this way and these ones are just off tilt ever so slightly. I don't know why that's the case, but that's exactly how they'll be going back on. So they're all off and loose. Another one here. These pincher pliers are literally one of the main tools of this job. There's also the water pipe for the back here. We'll just undo that one anyway while we're here. I'm going to leave the fuel pipes there. Then we're going to go into the back and start disconnecting everything. Okay, so they're mainly all of them done. Disconnect the throttle bottle before we forget. That's good. That's the water pipe that goes around the back of the engine. We're just going to throw that out of the way when it comes round. Nice. Okay. Obviously, these jobs aren't the fun ones to do, but to be honest, I don't mind. I actually quite like working on a GTA. I mean, it's given me, let's be honest, it's given me the inspiration I need to get mine done. God, do I need to get mine done. Right. Now I'm going to pause again and just get the majority of the plugs out of the way. I mean, you don't need me to show you how to do that. It's fairly self-explanatory. I was going to leave fuel pipe on here, but then I decided to remove it, so that one's gone. Disconnect all the wiring here. Here is the earth lead that earths to the inlet manifold, which is also the main earth for the ECU. That one thing there. Crazy, isn't it? So now that's all off. There's a water pipe here. That's all disconnected. All the wiring's out of the way. Going to undo the Allen keys to hold that water pipe and chuck that out of the way. Then inlet manifold off. And we can start getting to the cams, I guess. One thing I haven't showed you, which isn't important, the under tray has been removed. That it actually still does have an under tray, which is amazing. So that's been off, and that is behind the camera. Now, on to the fun stuff.
Well, in true fashion, I've had a voice error. So in this clip, what we've done is removed all the inlet manifold and stuff like that. We are just showing like we've got to take the rubber tubes off because there's a row of bolts behind that we can't get to. So in the meantime, I'm going to whip all the core packs out. I've put all the bolts in a cap. There's a hell of a lot of bolts for this. So with that all well and good, we just got to remove the injector plugs. I'm trying to do all this from memory. And there's a little hook that you need to get out. You need like a little pick to get it out. I don't really know the best way to do it. But you unhook the clip and out it comes. Just make sure you don't lose them. They can ping across the workshop and they're very hard to find at that point. Moving on from that, just make sure we keep everything safe. Not the best bolt tray in the world, but it works. Just showing how many actual bolts there are for all the core packs and the the cable housing as well. There's only 4 holding the cables down and the rest are all there. So now had to remove all the rubber tubes because I couldn't actually get to the bolts to hold the rocker cover down. So I've removed all the 6 rubber inlet tubes. Now we are just literally getting ready to remove the last little bits to expose all the cams and get everything ready for the lockup and stuff like that. Really annoyed that the voice didn't work, but we're doing it this way. At this point, it is very important to remember: 1, I've got no sound, so I'm doing it voiceover, and 2, locking wheel nut. Guess who forgot to get it out of the car before we did all the work? Yep. So we can't actually get into the boot because the ECU's off, but maybe we should actually just check to see if the car's actually got locking wheel nuts. And of course, it does. So that's annoying. And with some luck, seats down, there they are. I don't think I've actually ever been happier. But just just first time, didn't even need to dig through the car because the boot was full of stuff. So absolute result, we now have the locking wheel nuts. We can actually get on with doing the job, and I don't need to put things back together. So time to get out.
To disconnect is 1 plug here for the lambada sensor, and then 1 for the pressure switch, which goes into that one, and just unclip them and out they go. And then while you're here, you remove the auxiliary belt because you're in the area. So that was just on the tensioner there, 15 mil, jimmy the tensioner around, slide the auxiliary belt. I've also removed the 310 mils to the water pump pulley. I've slackened them off before the belt, before I removed the belt, so there's a bit of tension. And here's the trick to get them out. What I normally do before I take the water pump pulley off, the crank pulley, is I put a lever bar in here, just jimmy the engine a millimetre or so, and the pulley comes out lovely. Now with that all out, I've got to take the tensioner off. So we've got to remove the auxiliary belt tensioner, just so we can get in there and remove the Allen keys and take the covers off for the cam belt. But the good thing is there is no signs of leakage from that water pump, which is brilliant. I haven't actually checked it for play. It feels pretty good actually, but yeah, we'll check it when it comes out properly. So that's where we're at. Also, a little bit of loose juice on the crank pulley because these don't like coming out. And I can't remember what size they are, 41 mil, I think. I'll double check. All right, so before I remove all of this, for some reason I'm starting loads of jobs at once. 10 mil, 10 mil, and now there is an Allen key that goes, where is it, there it is, there. So you've got to remove that Allen key, otherwise you break things. So let's not break things, let's get the Allen key out and then get that out. Well, we are nearly ready to be timed up. I did miss out the whole thing, but I'll talk you through it now. So I put in TDC gauge, zeroed it out, turned it round, found top dead center, happy days. I've also put the timing marks on just to make sure that we are in the right place and there is no issue. So it took me a while because I couldn't remember. So DXS goes to cylinder 1, and then, oh no, drop that. And then DXA goes cylinder 1 inlet, DXS cylinder 1 exhaust. Now, over here we have SXA cylinder 6 inlet, and then SXS for cylinder 4 exhaust. That's how we time these up. Now, gonna remove the caps, make a little templated board with some cable ties because these do only go one way. You cannot mix them up. So now I get to do some arts and crafts. This is an all-rounded experience. You get, you know, mechanical and arts and crafts. I like it. I've still got down here, well, obviously the socket's on there. Got to break that free. I've already done it once, tightened it up. Then I've got to take off all the cam belt covers and stuff and the tensioner. So I do it a little bit different to most, but I mean, this is my way, not your way. So, and I can report the crank pulley is free and single and ready to come out. So this is going to be quite, I'm not going to say that. It's okay, let's keep moving. So now, going to lock the cams. We're on TDC, we'll leave that there. Lock the cams up. Lovely. All right, so they're all in and locked down. Timing's spot on, which is good. And welcome to the Arts and Crafts show. It annoys me that I've done that one the wrong way around, but I was in a rush. So inlet cylinder 1, exhaust cylinder 1, inlet cylinder 6, exhaust cylinder 4. Cannot go wrong. So we'll put them somewhere safe, and now we'll get on with stripping the bottom. Also, what's good to see is she has not moved, which is good. Right, let's go and strip the bottom. Whipped off the hub nut, the center nut, sorry. And the bit that we all really want to see is how easy that come off. Now, these are on a keyway. If you see there's a groove for the keyway, which is currently still there. That was satisfying. But one thing you have to do, that back on, and the nut back on to turn the engine around later. But we'll get that set up for the for later on today. Now, don't know if I need to remove that or that. Let's see if I can get that out. These Allen keys here, and we'll get the remaining covers off and get full access to the cam belt. If you have a look in there, she is just a few of the little Allen keys. But yeah, so far, very nice. Little mark here to here, so we know that that's not gonna move and go anywhere. The 6 bolts for the cover is out. Now we need to get to the Allen key there, focus. And there's an Allen key on the top. Don't know if you can see it, but there's 2 Allen keys that hold the timing tensioner in. Once we go over and check everything's okay, I'm gonna drop that tensioner, and out comes the belt. Then I've got to whip the idlers off, freewheel the pulleys, and continue. All right, 1 belt off. This was, I believe, an SKF. Can't find it now. It's got to be at the bottom, hasn't it? Yeah, so it was an SKF belt. Overall, still in, well, okay condition, definitely due a replacement. Now, gonna whip off the idlers, one there, get the new ones on. Again, check the water pump, no signs of leakage. Still got to freewheel these. These can be tricky to do because they like to seize on, but I'm hoping, this being 30,000 mile engine, nothing's gonna be seized. So let's keep on going. In this bit, we need to get the cams to freewheel. I've already slackened them off. Now, bit of a weird way of doing it, but I can find the 27 fits on there, and then try with all my might to. To be fair, these are actually going better than most. Normally, this is a true battle to get these well, not much of a fight. Can't complain. Reason why I put this in is just to hold the cam. Although the locks are on, just extra support, and I use a 27mm for that. 27mm spanner. So now they're loosened off, he says. Yep. Hand caught. You just need to knock the cams, or knock the pulleys, ever so gently to not damage them. You cannot damage the pulleys. Any sharp bits on them or anything like that is gonna cut the belt. So needs to be amazingly careful with it all. So loosen the bolts a little bit, keep the bolts in there. I'm just gonna try and wiggle them a little bit. And put like a little pry bar. This one's the best one to go to, because here, one thing is there's a nut that holds this on. So you can just go in there, just give it a little bit of Yankee. What you don't wanna do, and I've kept this for this particular reason, what you don't wanna do is go too far and have that happen. This was on another car, and believe it or not, I found this in an undertray of an Alfa 156 after it had its belt done. Heard something knocking on the exhaust, and this was on the undertray just donking around. So that was a cam pulley, and that was, hold on, this was exhaust side, apparently. Can't really read that, but yeah. So I'm gonna put something in behind, and let's hope that comes off gently. Now we are going to need to put a little bit of loose juice on there. There you go, that come out. That pop, just as I was about to give up, it come out. Now I've got to do the same for all four. It's going to take a while, but yeah, just use a little lever bar for that. What I have done is I haven't actually got the rest of these off yet, but I've just popped this one off just to show you the other bolt for the tensioner, which is right there. And believe it or not, it's actually easier for me to get to it here and fit the new one in this position than it is to do it from underneath. So I'm going to get to that Allen key, I'm going to pop that cam pulley as well. Then I've got to do the fronts, and obviously now we've got a little bit more room to address the idler situation. I'll probably take this cam pulley out as well and deal with that idler at the bottom there. If you are taking the cam pulleys off, you normally need to do this when you're replacing the water pumps. You've got to replace all of this, or you've got to remove all of this. That's just held in with a load of Allen keys again. To get to the water pump, which is down there, you remove them for, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna leave that one and that one, but I'm gonna take this one and that one just to get to the idlers and the tensioner. I mean, overall, it's quite nice actually. The sun's shining, let's do it. So this is where we are now. Both cam pulleys are out and top idler bolt has been cracked loose. I had to use an 8mm piece, 10mm spanner, and the cheater bar to get them undone. You just can't slip when you're doing this, otherwise damage these bolts and it's game over. You are not getting this out. And the annoying thing is the bottom one looks like it's got some shouldering on it, but here's what it is. We'll get it out. Right, fast forward, so you've got new tensioners fitted. Sorry, idler, tensioners on down there loosely. All the pulleys are still freewheeling, just these ones are put back on. I did remove these and label them rear inlet, front inlet. I know that's technically bank 1 and that's bank 2, but rear, front, you know where I'm going with this. So now I'm gonna just whip the belt on, get it up to tension. I do have a friend here who's gonna help me ever so slightly, because sometimes this can be a bit of a two-man operation. And then once the belt's on, well, we've got to do that fun bit of turning it around. And how many times? 3 times. Okay, well, that's on. The notch is pointing to the notch there. Let me get some light on it. The tension's good. I need to go upstairs and tighten all the cams. But so far, I'm happy. We're at that stage where we're going to turn it around now. All the caps are on and they're tight. I've marked all them up just to make my life easier so I know which one to go around. Gonna spin it around 3 times. We're gonna make sure everything's all good with the crank, and hopefully we should be ready to rebuild. We spun it around 3 times, just roughly putting them there. Look, matches. And yeah, they're not bolted in because there's no point, and the crank is on point also. So that's good. I can now start the rebuild. One thing I forgot to show is on the bolt that holds the dipstick in, You need to, when you refit it, I mean, you should do it when you're taking it apart, but I managed to wiggle it out. Just need to loosen this off so you can lift it a little bit and get it in place. Then when you're connecting all the aircon and the lambda sensor stuff, just remember to tighten it up. So gonna undo that now. I think that's a 19. Let's try a 19. Perfect. So we just crack that off, undo it a little bit, get it in at the top, and then that should all be lovely. Well, I've missed a lot of the rebuild, but I mean, she's all on, tensioner, idler there. Just slathered a very generous amount of anti-corrosive grease on there. Now, remember that goes in on the keyway. Sorry, that's the floor. And a little bit of luck. I do want to start this up now. I'm getting a little bit anxious. Come on. Oh, there we go. Now, one thing that you need to know is you do not ever start these up without either I normally have the pulley on no matter what, because the oil pump is held together with the pressure of this. From what I was told, I can't remember. Yeah, the oil pump will be slack if this isn't on. We are doing a service on this after, but first things first, I want to get this running first. I'm not going to chuck the auxiliary belt on because I'm desperate to get it started. And then I've got to try and change the oil filter, which is there. So, joy. So let's dacker that up and get it tight, and we're nearly there. Well, I put a security line on the crank pulley, so I know. I chucked the auxiliary belt on and tightened up the water pump just because I was here. Now, there's the ECU earth that I've got left to do. And I guess once that's done, start it up. Can't wait. I've double checked everything as I go along, and obviously as you're doing this, it is really important to double check everything. Leave nothing to chance. Double check it twice, and if you're unsure again, double check it again, well, triple check it. Doesn't hurt, and it can save you hours of problems. So I'm gonna clean up the earth now. Need to connect the fuel pipe as well, actually. I've just seen that. So yeah, still a couple little bits to do. Connect the fuel line, which I'm gonna do right now. Because it's not gonna start without that going in, is it? Splashing fuel everywhere. Ooh, oh man, go on clicking. Oof. Smells lovely, by the way. All right, haven't put this back on yet. That's a minor, I'll do that in a minute. Everything, can't remember if I tightened that. I'll go and double check that. Remember what I said, if you're not sure, double check. So batteries just on loose for now. Okay. Bit of ignition. Just then turn it around. Oh, come on, baby. 3, 2, 1. I'm scared. Aha! No fuel leaks. Mint! Oh my god, I don't know why. Even though we know we're bang on, we know everything is locked up, correct, and everything as it is, but it always scares me. And what my friend pointed out earlier is we've definitely got an Italian garage at the moment. We've got a lovely Maserati, we've got a 166, and we've got a GTA. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's nice to actually be an Italian car specialist for a bit. Then I'll get back to the normal stuff after. So that is running chef's kiss. Love it. And all I can say is this has spurred me on to want to do my one even more. Now, obviously I've got to put the cover on the side, the plate there, and the wheel on, and then do the service. Don't need to really show you the remaining bits. So I turned it off because they do like to smoke us out. So what I'm going to say is thank you very much for watching this one. Obviously, it's been an event. Of course, true GTA fashion, or true Alfa fashion, broke down on the way to its destination. So again, thank you so much for watching the video. Feel free to like, share, comment, whatever you need to do. And if you want to see what we're doing with our GTA, I'll try and put a link in it if I can. Yeah, I think I know how to do that. Still learning with all the social media stuff. So again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hang around. We're going to do some stupid stuff. We're going to be restoring the 147 GTA as well. So thank you very much. And that one is done. Thank you.